You've got some flash headphones now.
I know. I still can't find anything that's actually that
Are they
comfortable.
Bluetooth? They don't seem to fit your head very right, do they?
Oh, no, I've just got it going back.
How do you get on with helmets?
You don't wear headphones like a hat, you know, you don't just slop it on. There's a certain way to, you know.
What the? Did they not fucking sell shirts in your size, Pete? What are you doing?
This is my free, or our sponsored gear came today, so just trying it out.
Oh, nice.
Breathable.
Lovely.
Spiker.
Only came in men's size.
It's because I'm an athlete.
It's true.
Who's sponsoring you?
Spiker.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's right.
Are they a clothing brand?
I think they started off in like gun safes, but yeah, they do clothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Who wrote them into sponsoring you?
They sponsored us last year.
Oh
yeah,
shit!
Yeah.
Lovely.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's weird that they're willing to follow up on that investment.
Yeah, they're following me. I promised him a win.
How'd you go last year, Pete?
Yeah, team event, so not the whole team made it, but this year we got a good team. All farmers, bar me. So yeah.
Can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong. We're all hard bastards, so yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good on you.
Yeah.
How much longer we got now? I know we talk about this every week, but I can give you
countdown's on. 3 weeks tomorrow.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
3 weeks tomorrow.
She's getting real. So probably won't do the podcast that week.
Oh, come on,
pussy.
Pete.
Come on. Where's my
Where's the
commitment?
dedication?
Maybe Wednesday night or Tuesday. I might be a bit nervous on Wednesday night, but we'll see.
What does it start? Thursday?
Yeah.
How many days is it?
Well, it just depends on how long it takes us.
8.5.
Oh.
We've got 8.5 to finish it, but I'm hoping to do it in 5 to 6. 6. Yeah. Cuddle time.
Cuddle.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cuddle time.
Come here quickly.
Look at him with his...
Quickly.
I'm surprised you even want to cuddle with that wife beater on that you got.
Come here. Come here, Miguel.
When did you become fashion police?
Yeah.
Got the ear
Good question. Sweet dreams.
Hey, don't be like that.
Ugh.
That book I was telling you about the other day, hey, it just gets better and better.
For the listeners, you better explain what book you're listening to.
That Dave Goggins book.
He's the American SEAL, Navy
Yes,
SEAL.
that's the one.
Yeah.
Just goes out and runs 100-mile, from nothing, sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty tough.
He's got something wrong with his head, but he even says it himself.
There's sort of a couple of pilots that were SAS or whatever. They fly choppers here in Christchurch, Rangiora, and they finished work on a Friday and got bored or whatever and decided to go for a jog, and they didn't stop until they got to Kaikoura. And they just left after work with nothing, just in there, straight after work, and whatever they were wearing, and then just ran up the coast and
God, I hope you called him Forrest Gump after that.
Yeah. Ate
That's
sheep
out of the
off
day.
farms and real random,
Yeah.
I don't know, hunting for adventure people.
It's a different type of brain, just to do that. It's just, yeah, not a worry in the world, really.
No.
Because that poor bugger that crashed in those Christchurch fires, he was SA.
Yeah, I think he was one of them.
Yeah.
That did this run.
Oh, what was his name? Steve.
There's a real badass photo of him in Afghanistan or something.
Yeah. We were sitting next to him at the conference, and George was like, oi, look at this.
Yeah.
It's him.
Yeah, yeah.
He's showing us the photo.
Yeah.
We were like, what?
I
the
think
Yeah,
I was
yeah, yeah.
there.
Yeah,
That was
you
in
were.
Queenstown, eh? Yeah.
You certainly
Yeah.
were. Yeah, yeah,
That was good.
That's right.
yeah.
No, poor bugger.
Yeah.
That wasn't no good, that one.
No.
Fuck, these heaps of crashes lately. Well, I don't know if they're all just servicing at the same time of firebombing crashes, aren't there?
What
Twos and
What
threes.
was it?
Isn't that what they say? They happen in twos and threes.
You see that one of that big, what are those bloody big yellow things up in Canada?
Canada.
Those big 2-pilot crew things.
Yeah.
the
I've-
amphibian
Canada.
things.
Oh, is it? There might have been an Argy or something that just came round the ridge and then turned down,
Oh, yeah.
come down the gully and just, fuck, he did not have enough hoo-ha.
Yeah. Yeah, same with an air tractor that was going down a valley and coming up the other side, but must have missed the ridge line or something and just pancaked into it.
Into the ridge
Yeah.
on firefighting.
Yeah, firefighting.
You seen that photo with the Canadian? What's happened there? Is he just is he still just too heavy to pull out of there, or is he stalled it like a done a high speed spin or
still. Don't know.
high speed stall? Sorry, or what's happened? Because it just looks weird.
Yeah, I haven't
what
seen
he's
the
done.
video, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I've seen the video, but I can't remember what was going on there.
Yeah,
Not good.
yeah. Not good. What were we talking about last week when we?
Getting into ag.
Okay. Getting into ag. That's right. We were.
Can I
where
tell
the
that
fuck were we
story,
up to?
Hoodie, about that time we were loading Andy?
Oh, the hit the wing one.
Yeah,
Was it me or you? Was it me?
it was one of us.
I can guess what one.
Yeah, you Pete.
I did it on my first day. I hit a wing.
On my first,
I'm so-
you were there with me, Hoodie, on my first day. I'd never
Yeah.
loaded a Cresco before, and that was I think my third or fourth load. I had 2 ton or whatever he was taking, and I got about 200 kilos in, and I went just past the hole, and I didn't even know.
Yeah,
And then
it's just all going out the other side on the wing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, away you go. Tell the yarn.
Or unless you... No, I'll tell it. Yeah, I'll tell it. So we were loading. I was doing flying just a little bit of flying, as in a type rating. So because I was flying a little bit with Andy, you came along to fill in when I was flying. And we also had someone else there doing an interview.
Fuck, that's right. Yeah.
Who just randomly happened to turn up. And so there was Andy and I think it was Ponder, who was in the front, and we all flew out together, and I think Hoodie and I were in the boot. We get there, and I'd already loaded the day before and knew the truck, and I got everything ready, got the bin open and all that, and Andy did some loads by himself. He was in the Cresco. It was a nice steep strip. It was a really good airstrip. And
Was it Tangy How?
Tangy How, was it? It was a really good
Or
airstrip.
Waimaha?
I don't know which one it was. But anyhow, I was loading first. I got into it, and I think Ponder went up and did a few loads later on and had a little interview of sorts in the air. And then it was going to be my turn. And I was telling Hoodie, explaining to him this loader truck, it had a real touchy clutch on it. Like super touchy. It was a racing clutch, either on or off. So to stop yourself stalling, you had to rev the snot out of it. And I was
And drop the clutch.
and drop the clutch, otherwise you're going to stall it, and then the plane's going to take off and it's going to drag you down the strip. And it was just about my turn to jump in the plane. So Hoodie hopped in the truck, got a load in there, and I was hanging on the door while Hoodie was loading, and I think Ponder was sitting on the mud guard as well. So 3 of us on this truck. The plane comes in, lands, spins around, and then Hoodie nice and perfectly lines up, because he'd done a lot more loading than I had at that stage, and went straight in, dropped it in, and as soon as the load was going in, and you're sitting there waiting for the fert to fall in, and I'm just in his ear yelling, make sure you rev the snot out of it, otherwise you'll stall it. Just rev the snot out of it. So he does, and then lets the clutch out. He didn't stall it at all. It was actually brilliant. Just forgot to put it in reverse, and he ended up driving up the back of the wing.
No. How bad was it?
It was pretty bad, but old Andy just got out with the old crescent, straightened it all up, because the Crisco was okay.
Yeah, it absorbed quite a bit of it. He carried on working, which was good, but after all that, I felt a little bit bad because I've told you to rev the snot out of it, but you still should have had it in reverse.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't. The plane sitting there screaming away in the background, and then here's someone yelling in your ear, not distracting you at all from your routine. Hey, just fucking yelling in your ear.
There's a safety lesson in that, isn't there?
Yeah.
All I remember was Andy, just the side of his face peering around that little bit of canopy, and he's leaning out and he's pointing his finger, come over here. Went over, and he just asked how bad it was. And how am I supposed to know? I know nothing about this plane. I said, it's been...
You would have gone, it's pretty fucking bad, mate.
Get rid of it. Get rid of the guy.
I'm giving him a job. It's fucking bad.
But you did, at the end of it, I think at the end of the day when we finished and went back, which wasn't that long, it was windy from memory, but we went back and you said to Andy, how many Sundays do I need to work to pay this off, which was the very noble thing to do, and that kind of, I think, is the point of it all. You are honest about it, and I don't think Andy cared or did anything more than that. But I mean, if you're not going to be honest about yourself and what you're doing, it's going to be pretty hard to make it in the industry.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's what everyone wants, isn't it? Honesty. Like, we all understand we make mistakes, but it's owning them and being straight up about it.
It was what's a flat cost to fix? I think I've got a few numbers thrown in front of me.
I think they're about 12 grand. I think for a flat, but I think it doubled or tripled with the XL.
You know my flat story in the XL.
No.
Oh god, it's funny.
So
I don't.
Well, I had a loader driver. He loader driving wasn't his forte, but he touched the flaps and just like a little steep cut, and so he backs away. I hop out of the plane. He told me on radio, and so that's cool. I'll have a look, and I'm checking the flaps, seeing what damage done. And so it's not too bad. It's a little cut, but nothing too dramatic. But he hops out of a loader and had forgotten to put the brakes on, and it was a bit downhill, and the whole truck just rolls into the back of the flaps, quite deep. And then he jumps back in and
flustered.
He did fluster easy. I'm pretty cool at the stage. I'm not flustering him. He puts it into drive and drives further deeper into the wing.
Oh my!
There was no top dressing that day. It's still. I actually saw it the other day. It's still hanging up in the hangar in Waira.
He munted it though, fucking.
Normally, when you hit a flap, you just put the little triangle in. But he put a big triangle and a smaller triangle where the edge of another part of the loader hit it. So it was a double pronger.
Oh, wow. Triple whammy.
Same chap later on got a job with another company, a roading company, and drove through Waira with his hoist up, taking out a few lines on the way. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Crikey.
Yeah. No, you must have a good loader driving story of yourself though, Pedro.
Me?
Yeah, what was your worst day loading?
Probably not so much loading as normally me going to or from the airstrip. So it was just one one job. I was up the coast. Sun was setting. Job had done. It rained, and it rained quite a few times throughout the job. And so, pack the loader up. I'm driving down. As I'm driving down, the whole loader starts sliding, into the bank. And so I just carried on and corrected it, and then it started sliding the other way.
Oh, no.
And I just came to a stop, and had to lift the door up to get out, sort of thing. Like the whole thing was just about ready to roll over, sort of thing. But it didn't. Managed to hop out, pull myself out, get out, and it was a decent walk to the main road. I think at this stage the pilot was a bit worried because I hadn't gone home, and I should have been home by now. And so he came looking for me, and I managed to hitchhike a ride home because there's no cell phone coverage and we didn't have radios or anything. So I passed him, but he got his car stuck because he drove up the track. I can't remember how it got stuck. I think it's the same sort of thing. He went off the side of the track and got stuck, so he had to hitchhike home as well.
Oh, so he would have passed you while you were in a car?
Yeah, going opposite direction.
Oh.
Yeah. And then he gets stuck out there. So the next day we had to go out and pull a loader and a car out. Yeah. So
good times.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's probably my worst one. The other one, my first day I hit Andy's flaps. He said, "Oh, you'll never do that again." And I thought, I lost the job. But nah, he meant you never do that again. I didn't, so it's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
you do learn.
Yeah.
Because didn't someone who was there and loader driving, and because they had the little 150 or 152, went out flying that and went and refueled it afterwards and forgot to put the fuel cap in?
Yes.
Or something like that. And then forgot that he forgot, and then someone found the fuel cap and asked him about it, and he denied it or something.
Oh, there's another one, because I think there's that one. Were you around for that, Hoodie?
Which
that
one? Yeah, I remember someone finding a fuel cap. No idea who it was. But...
So before you started, when I was loader driving, there was another pilot who he had started loader driving as well. And, we can't be sure it was him because he denied it. But after he was the last person to fly it, and then the next person went to fly it, found glad wrap over top of the...
so they knew they lost it and tried to...
And they put glad wrap over it.
Oh.
And then he denied it. It wasn't me. It must have been someone else. But his name was the last person on the, tet log.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I assume he was no longer employed after that?
No, he didn't get too far.
Yeah.
But I think it's a whole series of things like that.
Yeah. Whereas, if someone made a mistake when I was flying, like the loader driver, a young fella cocked up, if he just jumped on the radio or just rang up whatever and said, "Hey, I've done this, I've done that," doesn't matter, you can fix it. But if you don't know and then you find out another way, it's not a good look, and you're trying to fix problems and you're trying to solve something when there's a person who knows the answer but not telling you. That's completely counterproductive.
Yeah, like we were saying, quite happy for people to make mistakes. It's just owning up to it, It's what you want. Yeah.
Totally.
Don't deny it.
Don't deny it. Yeah. I don't think I had many. My first loader driving job, I was in a Merlot. Have you loaded a Merlot? Little telehandler thing?
Nah.
No,
I always thought that'd be a nice day,
they're
though.
a dream.
Sealed
Absolute
up, hey,
dream.
nice cabin.
Yeah, it's like a digger cab, the narrow things, and all the controls are in the joystick. So you've got your crowd and your tilt, and you open the bucket door, whatever that's called. Everything was all on the one hand, and there's no trying to remember which handle's on which side and does what and all that crap. And it had the digital scales, which are normal now.
Yeah.
That
would have been ahead of its time.
Yeah. Like I don't think I ever spilt a load the whole time that I was loading in the fatty, and that would have been, or loading the fatty in the Merlot, I should say. That would have been nearly a year I was there.
Yeah, right. How was it
The
transporting
only
it?
downside was, that was the downside.
Transporting. So, and because it was loading a fatty, a piston and small jobs was kind of suited to it. We'd just drag a 1,500 litre tank, trailer tank.
Behind
Yeah.
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 I mean, so,
Because what do they do, 40 or 50 Ks or something?
yeah, I think at the most. Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
slow, pretty painful.
I think they're getting pretty gunny now, Like, now that they're getting up to 60 or 70 Ks.
Yeah, there's a fast track
they-
version, and that's what that does.
Yeah, and
70 or 80.
like a lot of fuck roads up this way, at least you can't go much faster in that anyway.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to be able to, like, you could be pointing the wrong way to load and just have it on pivot steering where the front wheels turn one way and the rear wheels turn the other. So it turns really sharp and just doesn't matter which way you're facing or how, you could get into that plain piece of pie.
Yeah,
It's
right.
brilliant.
Surprising more companies haven't gone into it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought it would have been a bit of a favourite, eh?
yeah.
Few out there, but not a lot.
Which
Well,
is
not a lot in New Zealand, I should say.
it's a bit surprising. There's
Oh.
those funny tractor things down in the deep south. That,
With old, what are they, in
Yeah.
Gore? What's his
Phoenix.
name? Yeah.
Wow, was Phoenix.
Phoenix, that's it.
was yeah, so they're
Do they
getting
still
upgraded.
do they still operate as Phoenix at the moment?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, still under that name, I believe, but
Yeah.
obviously not owned by them. But they're getting upgraded to JCBs or JBCs, whatever they're called, the yellow ones, telehandlers.
Yeah, cool.
They're cool little
That'll be.
little tractor loader things. They're like little bulldozers.
Yeah.
How would they do that down south? Will they have a transport truck or just drive them
Yeah,
everywhere?
transport truck and a trailer, fuel trailer, and I think they had a little 400 litre tank on the front of the transporter.
Right.
Yeah, so they would have refueled it quite a bit if they're on a big job, I think. Yeah, I don't know how they did it, but we had in the King Country we had a normal loader truck, as in a repurposed truck, and on the loader cab you could only get in on one side up the mudguard, and on the other side there was a little hoist and a frame thing to fit a dirt bike, an endurance bike.
I've
So
seen,
we
I've
had
seen different
What,
mods of
so you
that.
go home?
It was so we had a part-timer who was like a retired farmer who liked getting around on his bike. He would just go shifting loaders for us.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, because I know
Bloody
that
well.
idea was put about here too.
Bloody good.
Like you just
And he
said
was a
something
good
that you
bugger too.
could drop down.
Imagine that, eh? You'd get up there, up at that place, you'd get sent home at like 10:30 on your bike from Ruatoria. You'd be going home at 10 o'clock.
You'd have to turn around and head back by the time you got home.
Yeah. Oh,
You can
God.
see Blue Bacon doing that on his little blue motorbike, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll take my own bike.
Yeah.
I'll take my own bike. Blue bacon shit, he had some yarns.
Didn't he?
Jesus.
Do you know who we're talking about? Blue Bacon?
No,
He
don't know
would have
Blue
been
Bacon.
here when you were there. Graham.
Graham.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Graham Harris.
Blue Bacon. Why was he called that?
Oh, George gave him the name just because he looked like a bit of bacon and some
Yeah,
overalls. I
blue
think, too.
overalls. Yeah.
But,
You know, he had some yarns.
someone like that doesn't just. His dad always talk about rooting his missus.
Oh, no, I don't know. It was always, it's not windy at my place story. Remember
Oh,
that
yeah,
one?
yeah, that's right. Yeah. No, it is windy at my place.
Yeah. Well, we're not top dressing at your place, are we?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
No, Blue Bacon was a goodie.
Mhm.
Oh, Tristan. How's old Tristan?
Tristy?
Oh, this is tuning.
Yeah. Is getting married.
Ooh,
Yeah. Carrie was telling me.
wow.
Yeah.
Is he still living in
Yeah,
Wirral?
living the dream. He's in a band, comes up and plays at Smash.
Oh, mate, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the funniest yarn about him, though.
For all the listeners, maybe you should understand these are loader drivers that we're talking about.
Yeah. So, one day we were just about to finish a job, and then Hogarth does this old right. So, come go jump in, because he wouldn't wear his fucking headphones, so he wouldn't talk to you. He'd just hand signal you, so come jump in the plane. So we went and jumped in the plane, and what we were doing is Tristan had sent out a bit of a mayday call in the truck. So we get to where he said he was, and we fly over him, and he's parked halfway down this big huge hill on a 90-degree corner, but he's parked on the corner halfway across the road. So we landed on an airstrip nearby, and then walked over to where he was. And we get there, and you start walking down the thing, and then there's halfway down the hill, there's this big patch of oil on the road, and you walk a little bit longer, and then there's some skid marks. And then there's some more skid marks. And so, this
is up the coast, isn't it?
Yeah.
Take him out.
Yeah. Tristan, what happened? He goes, fuck, boy. You know, he thought, fuck, boy. What happened, Sammy, is I ran out of diesel. I just about got to the top of the hill, and I ran out of diesel. And so I thought I'd just turn the auxiliary tank on, and I'd get enough fuel in there, and I'd be able to crank it over. Not knowing you had to bleed it being a diesel. So he filled it up with the auxiliary tank, which is just a trickle. So he must have been sitting there for hours waiting to fill it up. And then once he did that, not knowing that he had to bleed it, he sat there and wound it over until the battery went flat. so he ran the battery flat, and then he decided in his wisdom to put it in reverse and try and jumpstart it going backwards down there.
Did he run out of air?
So he ran out of battery, air, and diesel. By the time he ran out of air, he was stuck on this 90-degree corner. On the main road. It was the main road up the coast.
Was it a blind corner?
He could.
It was a big bend, wasn't it?
It was a big bend, but.
Oh my.
So he's sitting there trying to manage the traffic, and we're like, if you can imagine Hogarth, you guys probably could. Like, by this stage, he's just seeing red. He's just like steam coming out both ends. Poor old Tristan. And he's going, why the fuck is the truck on the corner? Why don't you move it? He's going, so then Tristan had to play him through the whole story as well. So what happened? So basically I've got no ear. So I can't move it, but fuck, it was a funny story.
So as soon as you run out of air, the brakes lock on, don't they?
Yeah.
That's right.
You can't even tow it.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do until you start it.
Yeah.
And then get the air up.
Build
oh,
up there.
Man.
Yeah. Fuck, it was funny. So, had to bleed the truck. We had to hike back to the plane, rip the battery out of the plane, take that down, jump start. This is after trying, farmers' tractors and all that because it's 24 volt. It wasn't ever enough battery.
And with those trucks, it was an easy pump to bleed it, wasn't it? You just
Yeah.
You crack one of the nozzles, don't you? And there's like a little pump thing. Was that right?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, easy peasy.
Yeah.
But it just had never been shown, so I didn't know. But shit, that was fuck. I still laugh about that.
I forgot about that one. That was a good one. Yeah.
But how to get into ag? Bottom line is there's fucking heaps of operators that would take you on, but it's just attitude, isn't it?
Attitude, honesty.
Yeah.
But
We're willing to get out there and do it.
Yeah. Whenever someone asks you to do something, out of everyone else, put your hand up first, and I bet you'll get ahead of everyone else. Hey, if there's a mob of you all trying to go for the same job,
Trying to think ahead so a person doesn't have to ask you to do that job too.
yeah, even better, Pete. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. But talking about the different ways, because we all did it different ways about
The flying side.
paying for it. Yeah, paying for it as we go, or all that stuff. There's no right or wrong, but yeah, don't know. It's up to whoever.
Do
But
they
I learned heaps.
do they still do student loans?
Yep. But I think you have to have a PPR first.
Ah,
Oh, do
Yeah,
you?
yeah. We got
Well,
yeah, there's a couple of guys here in Gizzy going down to, I think, Wanaka for a helicopter license. But yeah, they're doing like a 2-year course or something like that.
that'd be expensive, man. Chopper
Yeah.
license nowadays.
Oh,
What's a chopper an hour?
don't even want to know. It used to be, what, 450, wasn't it? Like
Yeah.
a 44?
That was
Or
that was
22?
decades ago when I was
Yeah.
learning. It was about that, and that was
Yeah.
ridiculous then.
Yeah.
Have to be double that.
Surely. It couldn't be cheap.
Would it be the same for a helicopter? Like buying your own helicopter would be cheaper to do it that way, or
Must be.
Potentially.
it's hard with them, mate, because some of them are all on calendar life, and when you get into that shit, it's quite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just
anything
walk
about it,
away.
but I reckon it'd be cool to do your chopper license.
Yeah.
Pedro,
Yeah.
did you have a 172 at one stage?
I had a 172 at one stage, yeah. Yeah.
Were they a lot cheaper to run when you had it yourself?
Yeah, yes and no. Yeah,
'Cause
if
you'd
you're
need to
doing
fly
that,
it.
yeah, you need to fly it. I charged myself 140 an hour to fly it.
And
Yeah.
was that enough?
Yeah, it covered pretty much everything. I was
Oh, yeah.
doing, yeah, but you do need to fly it. You know, you need 50 plus hours a year.
Because you're
Um,
paying for an annual regardless, aren't you?
Yeah, you're paying for an annual. So ideally, you do 100 hours. You know, every 12 months. So being that way, because it's either annual or 100 hours, and then you got 50-hour oil changes as well. But you got to pay
true.
for insurance regardless. You got to pay for somewhere to store it regardless. You know, and you got to pay for that annual. So
Yeah. A
regardless
lot of
how much you-
farmers, they're buying planes now and choppers even.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
using it as a write-off.
Must have a lot of money because they're freaking expensive at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Do you guys reckon that this sort of cost will just carry on? Do you ever think they'll drop back off?
I think it'll stick around for a while.
Yeah.
I bet you that's what Pete thought too when he bought his plane.
Since. Hey, I could have held on to that and taken the gamble, and it would have been actually pretty good. But
It would have, wouldn't it?
yeah, but I had no idea, and I think I was just got engaged, and the kids just found out we were having twins, and we were buying a house.
Oh, don't pull that card on me.
So it got to the point where I just needed to get rid of it. Yeah.
Can you just let us know what you bought it for,
Oh,
Pete?
fuck you, Sam. Paid 35,000. That was a
That's pretty good.
yeah.
I
What'd you know how
know,
much I
it is
sold it
good.
for?
What'd you sell it for, Pete?
14.
Oh no!
I don't know why I sold it for 14.
Were the ADs done on it?
No. See, and it was at the time where people were either horror stories, so everyone is like, you know, these SIDS are going to be 40,000,
that's right.
50,000,
Yeah.
you know, and there were so many horror stories.
Yeah.
And
That wasn't that bad, was it?
nah, I think he ended up probably being, I think he still was over like around the 20,000 mark. But
That's right, though.
Still, 14, 1-4.
yeah, that's right, Jimbo.
I would have paid 15, mate.
Yeah. Well, I wish I had offered it to you.
Holy cow!
Because I didn't have money to do the SIDS on it. Like I didn't have,
What would that be worth
and I
now,
didn't have. I'd still probably be only 35.
Nah,
Nah.
it'd be more surely.
Nah,
Yeah, shit, yeah. 100% will be worth more.
There was
won't be worth much more.
sure.
I reckon you get 70,000
I would have
or
thought
something
60
for
to
it.
70.
Well, have I got a bargain for you?
But you don't.
But I do.
You don't.
Because I've got a share in the Piper Cherokee 140.
And Gizzy.
I don't want to share in a plane.
Yeah, good opportunity.
For who?
That'll get you.
We don't live in Gisborne.
That'll get you up there and back, hoodie.
That's
Piece of
right.
pie.
Yeah.
Also, I have to get Air New Zealand up to Gisborne to get my plane that I've got to share in. And then come back down here.
Yeah. Well, I could just fly down and you can fly up. Yeah.
You can sponsor the next podcast and do it all in person. Pick me up on the way.
Yeah.
Sorted.
Should we do our podcast in a plane from now on? I think it would be an expensive podcast.
We'll just go to that airplane house down your way, Jimbo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a good idea.
How's your site stuff going, Jimbo? Like your what's
Site?
it called? Instagram thing.
Oh,
It just had 20,000
Aviation.
followers, wasn't it? Or was it higher?
I just
Did I
hit
say?
30 on Facebook
30?
and 10 on Instagram.
What's it called?
What's what called?
What's your Instagram thing called?
Just Jimbo Burgess. Jimbo Burgess for the ag stuff, and then Jimbo Aviation for the plane spotting.
Yeah,
I didn't realise they're
think
two
it's
separate
Runty
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably should have just kept them all as one, but I don't know.
I do love those slow motion landings of the big jets
So do I.
with the zoom in. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just watch
Yeah.
that smoke.
Yeah.
I didn't realise if you sit by the airport, you can smell it smells like a racetrack, a car
bet it
racetrack.
does.
All that
Bit of
burning
rubber.
rubber.
Yeah. God, I saw a funny video years ago, and I cannot find it, but it's a couple of plane spotters out there on a Sunday afternoon with their deck chair and their binoculars, and just listening to them talk. Fuck, it's funny.
Is it a British one?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, I know the guy.
An old couple, isn't it? Or
Oh,
an
it
old
could
lady
be.
and old man.
The one I'm thinking of is like big jet TV or something.
Oh, I have
It's
to
like
look
a
it up.
fella who's just super mad into it.
Yeah.
Just like he's married to these planes and talking about them and their beautiful landings they do.
That's right, yes. Yeah.
I might have to go start my own one, and I'll just sit there with the camera next to you, just watching you take it.
The
Yeah,
plane
I'm
spotter.
Yeah. The last week for plane spotting down here has been it's been a plane spotter's wet dream. We had
Why's that?
Elton John came in and played at Christchurch. So a 777 freighter came in with all of his kit, which was,
Holy shit.
I don't know, that would have cost hundreds of thousands just for that one concert. And then a couple of days later, well, his business jet came in and out, obviously, and then a jumbo jet turned up for the Chili Peppers.
No way.
That was 2 flights, and so we've got this little Facebook page going, and like all the posts start pinging when it gets close, and everyone goes out there. And I was out there.
Are you on a Facebook like plane spotting group?
Yeah,
Cool.
I
take a
started the
premise?
page.
Yeah.
Did you? Please tell me you take a Furamus.
I love it. It's so much fun.
Is that where you
Oh
were just
my
before? Is that
God.
why you were running late?
That's why I was late.
Ah,
We had a C-17 coming in all the way from America. It had to be there.
yeah.
Can't miss that sort of
What type
stuff.
of C-17? Like for the ice?
It was for the ice. It was. Yep.
Yeah.
C-17 Moose.
So one
Come-
of the ones you posted not long. I think it was in New York. Did it have New York written down the side? One
That
of the
could
ice
have been
planes. Yeah.
Nah, that was that coast.
Oh, the Herc. Yeah, that was
And
the
that's
Herc.
the
Yeah.
Coast Guard. Yeah, yeah. So I saw that go through American Samoa on its way to New Zealand when I was over there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. A lot of them stopped there.
Oh, the exact same one,
yeah,
did you
yeah,
think?
yeah, yeah,
That
It
one.
could have
one.
been. There's only,
Yeah.
I think, 8 of them. There's
Yeah.
not many.
Definitely could have been that one. And my guy I was working with, the survey technician, just retired from the Air Force, and he was a gunner. Well, he had some other name for it, but he drove the guns on a Hercules gunship, like a C-17 gunship.
Whoa,
Yeah,
gangster. My
Yeah,
old
so-
maths teacher, he was a F4 Phantom pilot in Vietnam. Mr. Contreras, he was the man.
yeah.
He didn't even need to be teaching. He had his golden handshake from the US Air Force, and he decided to move to New Zealand, and maths was
Teach.
something he liked, so he just came and taught for fun. It was
Yeah.
pocket money for
Crazy.
him. He was the man. He'd come into class, and I've always wanted to fly, so I was fascinated even then. And he went from Phantoms to the C5 Galaxy, like the one bigger than a jumbo jet. Just talking like all the stuff they'd do in the war, and then after the war, like they would load up the C5 Galaxy, like it'd be at its maximum takeoff weight, but it would only have an hour fuel in it.
Yes.
And they'd take off, and they had, I think, 30 minutes to rendezvous with the fuel tanker, and then then fill it up completely with gas, and then fly for 12 hours or whatever.
Paul said the same thing. Like, because
Yeah.
I think he did 9 tours, like in
Wow.
Afghanistan and a couple other countries. But yeah, he said they'd take off like all at weight, but with no fuel on board. And
Yeah.
as soon as they get airborne, they've got to get onto a tanker and fuel up.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
high stakes because they've only got 1 or 2 shots at it, and then
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
can't, then you've got to go and land, and you got to go land straight away.
And especially like these guys have got all their, like was it all their live ammunition on it, isn't it? So it's
Yeah,
landing
true.
heavy.
Yeah,
Can't let the bombs away.
nah, you don't want to
No.
get that one wrong. The
No.
old Raoul said for shits and giggles, he said when they were refueling, if there was someone like their squadron or whatever you call it of these big galaxies, if they were falling around, they'd like pull up ahead 5 miles in front of the tanker and the other plane who's going to get some gas, and just like pitch up and down and create these big wakes. He said it would cause these planes all sorts of havoc, and it'd snap the booms off when they're refueling, and everyone would have to go land, and they're like chuckling like they're little kids in a playground or something.
Yeah. Classic.
Good fun.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
did you guys ever think about going down the Air Force route?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to. I just wasn't smart enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
neither.
same.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
try?
I looked at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came to the school or something and talked about what you would need, and it was at that exact moment I knew.
Yeah. I got the pamphlets and they had requirements. I was like, yep. No.
Yeah, it's just no.
Not even a remote chance.
Yeah, Gene squash.
Yeah. Like, if I spell my name correctly, I'm on a winner. It's a good day.
I knew I didn't meet the requirements, only on 1 or 2, whatever, but I still applied, and I thought I might get a little bit of street cred if I added my dad was...
I'm American.
I didn't even think to do that one, Hoodie.
You should have.
I said something along the lines of, I just want to follow my father's footsteps and join the Air Force. He was a mechanic or something, but it didn't work anyway.
No.
Nothing.
No heart.
Did you get a reply?
Yep. They said, you're too dumb.
Did they offer you a different job? Like a
I think they might have said something like, come in and see us or whatever, but if I wasn't flying, I wasn't having a bar of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I tell everyone when they ask, if they ask that, it was the same time that the government got rid of the strike force, so they got rid of all their pilots, so they were only taking on, which is true, they were only taking on 2 or 4 pilots a year instead of the 15 or 30, whatever it was. And I applied to Aussie, and they said, "Oh, we've just taken a whole bunch of your fully qualified pilots, so we're not taking any."
Right.
And I think the same to the Royal Air Force.
Yeah.
I think all of them had the same answer, but I mean, that's my excuse.
So all the Kiwis just split straight away.
Yeah. I think.
So could you go join another country's military?
Yeah, apparently.
All right.
I didn't actually know that, but yeah, there was some sort of I don't even know what's been that long, but you can join specific countries. For us, definitely Aussie and definitely the Royal Air Force. I don't think.
Yeah.
Maybe the States was different. I must have looked into it, but
Maybe Canada.
Fuck, we should have looked at their criteria, Pete. It might have been easier.
I was just thinking, mate, I could get into the US Air Force, surely.
Surely they let anyone fly out.
I've seen Top Gun a few times.
I met a chap in Canada, another spray pilot, and he used to fly Hercs, but I don't think it was for the. I think it might have been the Coast Guard.
Yeah, right.
flying
I
Hercs
reckon
for
it'd be a
them
cool job, Coast Guard.
Yeah. I think it.
Yeah.
You'd go out some shit weather, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would.
But they get trained to do that.
Any big plane I'd like to fly, like even a Jumbo or something. I don't know if I'd like to have it as a job, but to have a fly in it would be pretty cool.
Yeah, me too. I'd love to just one day own like an old 747 engine, just an engine, and just have it to start it up. You know, That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
Blow the neighbours away.
Yeah, that's right. Just have a big frame, have it attached to the frame, and it's like Sunday afternoon. Oh, should we go start the engine up? You know,
just go and grab another ton of fuel so we can crank it up.
Let's cook some marshmallows.
Yeah, I
Be
wouldn't
great
mind
fun.
that.
Yeah.
It would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had in Christchurch. I was having a farewell drinks. A week tomorrow. I'm out of here, off to Aussie.
It's all going as planned. Is Casa coming to the party?
I've got my medical. Rang them up for that, and I got fast tracked. So far, not my license yet. I rang them back, and they said, I think they said 4,000 applications in at the moment, and mine hasn't been seen by anyone. And I asked again, can you help me out, help a brother out? And they kind of said maybe, because it wasn't as nice as the last person I spoke to. But then they said get your boss, or soon to be boss, to email in with your details and call back in a couple of days and see where you're at. Hopefully, because I don't even think I bought flexi fare tickets.
You're off.
Yeah, when I bought the tickets, I didn't even know my license was invalid.
Yes,
I thought I was all honky dory.
And so what's that? When do you leave? A week time.
A week tomorrow. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah. It'll be good. So we were having some farewell drinks, which happened to be at Christchurch Airport because that Jumbo was there for the chili peppers.
This is during your spotting time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in my spotting days, a week ago, 4 days ago. And then my phone starts pinging left, right, and centre. It's all my plane spotting buddies are like, "There's been something's happened at Auckland. The airport's closed. All the planes are diverting to Christchurch." So it was like full on plane spotters wet dream happening.
So are you on like Flight Radar 24 now to zooming in?
I am. I'm a business member on the Flight Radar.
Why does business member buy you?
I don't know, but
sounds cool.
Yeah, it gets rid of the ads anyway. But I think a few months ago you could pay like $1 and you get 3 months of full subscription or whatever. but after that it cost $60 a year or something silly. So I did the dollar one, and then it was just about up, and I think it might have been up, and you know how it automatically takes
Just
your money
clicks in.
away. So I
Yeah.
was like, screw you little beggars. And then I found out if you get an ADSB receiver, if you make one and you feed your data into this app, you get a free business account. And then I looked in, if you spend, you buy this little computer, it's called a Raspberry Pi. Have you heard of that? It's like a computer the size of your phone sort of thing, and it does all this random stuff. I don't know anything about it, but the internet said you can buy this. I found one for cheap on Marketplace for like $60, and then you buy a little dongle that you plug in, which has a little aerial attached, and you glue that to your window, and then you upload something. I honestly don't even know what, but it said plug your USB into your computer, copy, paste, press, burn, take that USB out, put it into this little computer, and then do some other whiz-bang magiciry onto the interwebs, and I'm a business member now.
And so the reason they get you to do that is that so it gives them better coverage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So I've got my own little web page that I can go on, and it'll show all the aeroplanes that my receivers
Picking up.
like picking up. Yeah.
And
it,
so how
it goes
far out
up.
does it go?
I think the furthest is probably only, I think, 100 miles or something. But we're limited because I'm right beside the Southern Alps.
Yeah.
So I can only see so far. But it goes up to, like, as high as the planes are, 30,000 feet. And the aerial's just like a little, the telescopic little metal thing about a foot long.
That big?
Yeah. And it picks planes up that far away. So it would have cost me $100, maybe $110. And
But
well, that's
live,
there's no denying that is money well spent.
100% hoodie, 100%.
you'll get your returns after about 3 years on that one.
Yeah. When you guys meet up in your little groups, do you guys fucking all like? Is that sort of like the business card? Flip out the old.
Are you a gold member or are you on a business account?
do you print your photos, or is it all digital?
All digital.
Yeah.
Actually, that one. That's
Yes.
one I took. I took that off my phone. That's a photo of a dromie in China.
That's a nice one on the phone.
Yeah, I think so too. And I printed it myself because when we got married, it was going to cost $1,800 to get like a wedding book, with all your photos and crap. Or I could spend $1,400 and buy a professional photo printer and print my own for the same price after buying the photo sheets and have my own
Printing
printer
program.
left over. Yeah.
Yeah.
But long story short, I couldn't get the printer to work properly. All of the test photos I printed were of aeroplanes, and then I took the printer back.
Really?
And now we've only
So
got...
what about wedding photos? No wedding photos.
No wedding photo. But I got a plane photo. It's pretty cool.
That's right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's good. I think my wife might still be a little bit dark about that. I don't know. Maybe I should get some wedding photos printed.
Yeah, we don't have any wedding photos printed here.
What have you got behind you there, Pete?
The king.
King Pedro.
The king.
I don't know. One of the kids drawed it. Yeah.
That's good.
Don't ask.
What's
He's a
behind you
cleaner.
then, Hoodie? Is that a painting?
Yeah, it looks like it's either a Kia or a Kakapo or something.
Oh, lovely. Lovely.
Peter Gein, mate. Bloody good artist,
Right.
old Peter
Yeah.
Gein.
Your favourite artist, isn't he?
So,
Liza keeps buying his stuff.
I'm going to eventually finish this story. I was having farewell drinks. I
Oh,
get
we're still
my-
on farewell drink story. The pinging.
Oh, fuck, we back to the group.
It just
Yeah, yeah.
keeps getting better, Hoodie. Just keeps getting better. So we're having drinks and my phone keeps pinging like Auckland Airport shut. All the planes are diverting. We've got a 787 inbound, 777's right behind it.
So you're having drinks with your actual mates, and you're gonna leave them to go
See my real
hang
mates.
out with. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, flying mates. No, not even flying mates. Spotting mates.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was all pre-planned. I said I've got to leave at 7 because that's when the Jumbo jet was taking off, which was why we were having drinks there in the first place. And I get all these messages. I was like, okay, guys, it's 7 o'clock. It's time to go. We got to get out of here. And I went straight to this little spot. There's heaps of people there. It's probably like 8 or 9, but
That's heaps.
that's heaps.
That's
then,
right.
And then, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 of these big planes come in that never come here, or hardly ever, once in a blue moon sort of thing. And they're all flights coming in from LA or America and somewhere else, get diverted, land there. Literally all the parking spots for all the planes got filled up, and another 787 Air New Zealand landed, and it had to sit on the cross vector runway for like an hour because there's no parking spot.
How do you think the poor customs officers felt that
Oh,
night?
I know.
Imagine that.
Carnage. They would have had to have called back as many staff if they could, because it was literally out of the blue.
Yeah.
But they fixed the problem. So in Auckland, I don't know if you heard, but a 777 came in and landed, and when all the flooding was happening, took out some runway lights.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just thought it was flooded. I didn't realise
No,
it was
so that was
damage.
That was what happened to cause all these planes to divert. So they got the debris cleared. So a 787 was on the ground long enough to, I don't think it refueled, but they must have had enough gas. So they pushed back and taxied out, which was just in time because another one was on its way, being diverted. So he took off, and then he only got 10 minutes out of Christchurch, and then gets called up on the radio. Oh, now Auckland's flooded. Like the airport, you would have seen the videos of that. Literally ankle deep in water in the terminal, so the airport's closed. So he had to turn around and land again.
Oh,
and
no.
The other plane took his park, so he was now sitting on the cross vector for like an hour or an hour and a half while they cleared the way. And then I think a China Air flight came in. Another one from South America came 3/4 of the way here, and then there was still no room, so it went to Wellington for whatever reason. And then in the middle of the night, a couple of US Air Force tankers arrived as well, just randomly to fill up even more space.
There you go.
Yeah.
What an
How come
exciting
more
night.
didn't just go to Wellington?
Because they didn't have room. So the South American plane, I think that was an Airbus 350 or a 787. It landed in Wellington, but it had to sit on the taxiway for, might have been nearly 2 hours until.
Yeah, Wellington's not much room.
Yeah, and it has to be the right gate for the big plane, and they had to wait for the Qantas plane to taxi out and take off so it could fill its spot. So planes were sitting there. I think there's a plane in Auckland that they had passengers in the plane overnight. Like they boarded at 6 p.m. and they didn't get off. They went nowhere. They're just sitting in the plane waiting until like 2 a.m.
God,
something like that.
You'd not be a happy camper after that, would you?
No. No, but I think they did well, all things considered, because it would have been carnage. The ILS was down in Auckland. I assume that got flooded out. That's what killed it. Don't know. But it was crazy.
Crazy times.
Just crazy. And I got to see the Jumbo take off.
Pretty cool.
At about 11:45
At
PM.
night.
Yeah.
You need to
What
get
is
it.
wrong with you?
Yeah. You're making me feel pretty normal.
You're screwing your face up, Hoodie, but I know you like planes.
Yeah.
Not that much.
I do like looking at your pictures.
Got to put in the effort if you want the good shots.
Apparently you do, yeah.
Yeah,
No, good on you.
it was good. We might have strayed a little bit off. What are we talking about? I'm sure that's related.
I don't,
Definitely related to something.
me bloody my phone's about to die, lad.
Yeah, I better get these kids off to bed.
Yeah, it's getting pretty late. Oh, that's been it's been jolly good, gentlemen.
Yeah. Another good catch up.
Yeah, and we're locking in the name.
What are we locking it into? Pajamas?
That's the only option we've been given. Everyone knows that now because by the time this is out there, it's already been named it.
Yes.
How light's it still up there, Pedro?
Dark.
It's a random question, but it's dark.
Oh,
Are you trying to one up him?
Burgess? Yeah, 100%. He's on the east coast. Little bit of light there.
Good on you.
Thank you, Peter.
Yeah, so what, Pyjama Pilots?
Pyjama Pilot podcast. You've got no choice because that's the only option that's been put forward. That's what we're called.
Yeah. I'm okay with it. I can see Hoodie's face, though.
Yeah, Hoodie.
No.
You okay?
No.
Good.
I'm happy as Larry.
Sounds good.
Happy as Larry.
Lovely,
Cool.
gentlemen. All right, until
right.
next time, have a good one. See you, everybody.
Over and
See you
out.
guys, have a bloody good weekend.
Likewise, hooroo.
Alright, hooroo.
Beep, bop, boop. Bye.